Oh, right. In the last episode, we did a ritual, some weird mechanism puzzle to put her mother's locket in. And before going to Elizabeth, we decided, why not? Let's go check out those two rooms we have the keys for but never went into. We got 2 dolls, I believe, actually. Yeah, because after I picked up that one, I had 14, so I do have 15. So yeah, we've got 2 dolls and a little note telling us of a hidden room where we put the skull, the crown key, into a skull on a statue to open it. But I don't even know what room has a statue with a skull, like that's holding a skull. I don't think it's in the first floor. I don't think it's in the second floor. It's probably not on the first floor. Otherwise, I'd see like a question mark somewhere, because usually there's a question mark somewhere. Of course. Of course, the fat boy's coming back this way. What perfect timing you have, just to delay me a little bit more. Sack of shit. Okay. I should be in the clear. Should be. Yeah, we're definitely good. Man, that goat picture is just a goat of a picture. Like, that's how good it is. Alright, back to the ground. I wonder how many musical dolls I have missed. That's still racking my brain, man. Yeah, no, that's definitely not her. Yeah, she's definitely upstairs.
Who's there? Thomas?
Yeah, it's me. It's interesting how they blockaded both the main doors. I'm assuming you're up here?
Thomas? Thomas!
Oh,
my love!
It's Elizabeth.
You're safe.
She kind of looks like Elizabeth from Bioshock almost.
I've been hiding from them ever since. But we must hurry. Do you have the cylinders?
No. I don't trust you. I will play the incursion. I can say I haven't finished finding them, or I can say yes, I have. Why is... Well, why can't I... Jesus Christ. Yeah. Nothing tells me. I don't know, most people seem to think the story is interesting, but really don't like the gameplay of it. But the gameplay's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Hide and seek, but there's a lot of exploration and lore diving to do. Because I found All the cylinders. I might as well.
Then we cannot waste any time. Quickly, give them to me.
Her eyes.
Thank you, Thomas. There will be a place for you.
Okay. I handed her 1. How does she have all 4? Huh? Oh, it's the siren.
Kill it for me.
From death and discord came new order, through the iron will necessary to impose it. A new song was born from the darkness, and together they ruled the new dawn.
So that was ending 1, I guess. I'll be back when I figure out how to get the other ending, or if, you know, I can go back to where I last saved. If I leave now. So I think I figured it out. Yeah, you need to be in the east wing, but you know, that's kind of blocked off. But this is here, so if you never did that, then you kind of screw yourself, because there's no way back to the east wing without that at this point in the game. So what we need to do is so how far does this guy go? But yeah, what we need is we need to go back to the church, the chapel room. The very first room we got the cylinder in. Okay, yep, that's a guy. There's a guy in the chapel now, go figure. Kind of where you need to be, but is what it is. So yeah, that was definitely the bad ending. What we got. Jesus, sir. Of course you would loop through there. Right. But yeah, we need to go to the chapel. So fun. Because it literally dawned on me. Yeah, church. You know, fancy skull. Oh. Oh my. It's all their portraits. Abraham, Elizabeth, Isaac, Prudence, and Grandfather Williams. But if I remember correctly, his name's Jebediah. Arthur Morris. Wow. Where the hell does this take you? Like, literally, just out of pure curiosity, I have no idea where this takes me. Oh, I can re-listen to the phonograph recordings in the menu. Did not know that. I do now. No map available. Holy shit. This takes you right back to the treasure. Just out of curiosity, are those two dudes still over here? Oh, they got a little board now. But yeah, they are still over here. It's interesting. Anyway. Maybe that's another ending, but we gotta go tell Elizabeth no. Because as far as I think that's literally just for the music doll. Personally, I think that's all that's for. Is you come down and bam, there's the music doll. Maybe there's some kind of secret ending that relates to that, but can be hard to tell. All right. Time to go back to our dearest Elizabeth for the first time, a second time. Okay, he's just all the way over there. Then we're good. I knew there had to be something with that door, dude. I knew it. Talk about getting lucky, man. I guess because we can afford it. Afford the time. You know, but that's a weird room. It's got like all of their portraits. A ladder that leads straight to their treasure spot and the cave underneath the graveyard. Huh? Or that, you know, the underground of the grave led me to. I should say. Not that it's necessarily underneath graveyard, obviously. Although, who knows, the graveyard could literally be, like, right on the other side of that wall. You know what I'm saying? So technically, it still could be. Alright. Now that we're in here, we don't need to worry about anybody. Because the people are on the other side of the doors. Doors are blocked off. Okay, my dearest Elizabeth. So that's why I couldn't say no, because I didn't have all the music sheets.
Thomas! My
What's up,
love!
girl?
You're safe. I had to flee the attic. I've been hiding from them ever since. But we must hurry. Do you have the cylinders?
I don't trust you. I'll play it.
We shall end all this madness and disharmony and gain control of the Sirens' song for ourselves. Bring order to them. What are you doing? No! Thomas, you don't understand. We must...
I loved you when your head was a lot more clear, Elizabeth. Why is it still playing?
Thomas? What am I doing? The counter song, yes. We need to end this. End all this misery and suffering. To free this thing and my family from this curse. In the light, new harmony was found. Old chains were broken, and in the aftermath of the song's end, a new one began.
Dope! So I was right. She was corrupted. I didn't want her to be corrupted, but... you know... I'm glad the game gave you a good and bad ending. So overall, for $10, this game was amazing. I will say, since you can cheese it, and like, when I mean that, I mean like the endings, you can just save right before you go into the ending. So if you like don't have the last sheet, you can save right before that. You know, see the bad ending, go back, get the last mute sheet, then come back and get the good ending. Like literally within like 10 minutes of each other, because the ending scenes are only like 3 to 5 minutes long. Very short ending scene, but you know, for an indie game, I understand it. But because of that, there's really no replay value, unless you just really want to revisit the story itself. Because if you want to revisit the story, then yeah, you can play the game again. I mean, the game's not bad. I will say probably the most frustrating section for me was the second floor with Uncle Abraham. Everything else, not that bad. Like, not really that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, not too aggravatingly hard. I can understand where people say it gets a little tedious. I understand. I can understand where they get that thought. Because some people said this had like a what was it? I had like a identity crisis. I didn't know if it wanted to be a horror game or an exploration adventure game. And I don't think that's true at all. Honestly, I don't. Like, the game does a very good job of pacing its chase sections with its exploration sections, and then combining the two every once in a while. Right? Oh. How sweet. She's just visiting her mom's grave with her dog. I guess it's her dog now. No, that's not her mom's. Oh. Wait, I missed a phonograph? I only used the device twice. Yeah, that's true. Died 8 times. Hits received. I got hit 18 times. Healed myself 6. I played for a total of 19 hours? How? Oh, you know what? Because I just put the game, like, I just put the Switch on sleep, but the game's still running in the background. That's how. Because this is like the 7th episode, I think, or the 8th. And each episode's only about an hour, so technically it's about like 6 to 8 hours. I missed a phonograph. And 4 notes. And 4 dolls. So that's like the only reason why you'd want to go back, because the phonographs and the notes are the lore. Music doll is just a tiny collectible. So that's interesting. I will say this, if I ever do play this game again, just on my own time to try and get all the notes, all the phonographs, all the music dolls or whatever, I would play it on easy, just for the collecting purposes. Because playing normal just to finish a collecting thing, not really ideal. Because I really don't want to deal with Abraham again. That Abraham section was just so annoying, so tedious. This is literally, quite frankly, the only section of this game I did not really enjoy all that much. His little ring around the rosy fight, that was fine. I was fine with that. But I mean, everything leading up to that was just so annoying. Like, the build up to him was great. Like, he breaks through the wall, grabs the key, and walks off. And you do some little exploring. You find Elizabeth's room. You know, you explore Elizabeth's room, and that was fun. And then you get out of her room. You go into the hallway where you would turn right to see where the door is. That has the bird key on it. And then the more you walk forward, then he just busts through the wall like the Baker dad, like Jack Baker. And chase ensues. Alright, everything after he breaks through the wall is kind of annoying and tedious, but just how zeroed in he is on you. Like, you go into your heal room, you wait for him to walk off. The moment you leave that room, it's like, they're out. Thomas is on the run. And then he immediately hones in on Thomas's location. I hated that. I hated that he zeroed in on your location almost immediately after you left the safe room, even though you are not in sight of him. Like I said, I'd understand if you were in sight of him, but if you're not in sight of him, like, I don't think it should count, personally. So that was frustrating, right? I thought the puzzles in the game were fine. Like, none of them were overly challenging. Like, I figured all of them out pretty well. The only thing I ever really looked up to figure out what the hell the game was talking about was the statue with the skull key. Where the skull was the key, because, you know, you see that at the very beginning of the game, and then they loop back to it at the very end of the game, and you've forgotten about it because you've only visited that chapel room once. You grab that cylinder, you leave it within like the first maybe hour of the game, depending on how you get through that slower paced beginning of you getting to the hotel, depending on how long it takes you. Getting to that chapel, you can literally do probably within the first hour. And the fact that that chapel plays a big key part at the very end, once you've got the very last key, you've probably forgotten about that statue with the fancy key hole. I know I did. For sure. But that's just me. But yeah, other than the Abraham section, where Abraham's physically chasing you, and after the Abraham boss fight, because I liked the boss fight. The boss fight was fine. I wish there was a way it didn't hurt you. You know, I never figured out a way to do that boss fight where it doesn't harm you, as well as Abraham kind of forcing you to use healing items. So it's like, if you don't have a healing item, if you don't have at least 2 healing items in that fight, you're screwed. I don't know how you can do that fight without getting hurt. Without, like, Abraham never even hits you. Like, Abraham never hit me in that Ring of the Round little fight we had. That little boss segment, you could call it. He never hit me in it. But I did, you know, get hurt quite a bit from the light also hurting me as well as him. And I don't know if there's a way where you can do that fight to where it doesn't hurt you. Like, if there's a specific spot you have to be. I don't know. It seems kind of weird. But, you know, the only other section of the game I can think of that I kind of got, I don't know, I kind of felt mixed on. I thought the idea was cool. I thought the concept was cool. But it just seemed like it got a little tedious, and it lasted longer than it should have. Was the piano, Isaac's piano thing, when you're putting the locket in the mechanism. Leading up to that, the puzzle to put the locket in the mechanism. And it's like Simon says, you can move when Isaac's playing the piano, but you have to stop when Isaac's not playing the piano. That's a cool concept. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked the atmosphere. I liked the rooms. But I did not like how frequently I had to play the Simon Says. Like, I wish you played piano a little longer. I don't know. Or maybe there was one less switch to pull. I don't know. I just felt like it lasted a little longer than it should have, because it was just kind of annoying. But other than that, I kind of enjoyed everything. Like, I enjoyed the conversations between Thomas and Elizabeth. I enjoyed Elizabeth's character. I enjoyed the hotel itself. Sker. I really liked the hotel's design. I thought that was really cool. I did not mind the cavern. I did not mind the outside portions as well. I thought they were very well designed. Like, they looked cool. They looked interesting. They looked like I wanted to explore them without the fear of being taken down. especially that sort of maze-like section. I think it was where the second time I died, or the third time I died. But that little maze area was really cool. I enjoyed that. And that leads you to that one room where you offshoot to the cylinder, or you offshoot to the phonic modulator. And I'd have to say, I think that arrow puzzle was the one that stumped me the most, because I just wasn't looking up inside the thing to see that the arrow was pointing at the lever you needed to pull. So I thought that was ingenious. I thought that was cool. Overall, I think the game's really good at what it does. Like, if you love lore and just horror games that make you feel helpless, and you're just going around collecting stuff, because the game's got like a concise thing, right? You need to find 4 cylinders and 4 music sheets. You don't have to find, you have to find the cylinders, but you don't have to find all the music sheets. But you are locked out of the good ending if you don't find the music sheets, because the music sheets give you the good ending, just the cylinders are the bad ending. Because she's obviously a bit consumed, contorted, controlled, possessed, if you will, and you're not. You know, so then you play it to where she's not possessed, and then she sings her song. Although her song lyrics don't match the lyrics I read off, which I thought was funny. It was just kind of gibberish, high note gibberish. But, you know, I've been rambling for too long, and this has gone on long enough, I guess. I could praise the game, like every little thing I enjoyed. Because like I said, the hotel is very well designed. I love the hotel as a location. It is amazing. Like, every piece of this hotel, every room, every set piece, I loved. The decor, the look, and everything about it. I enjoyed Elizabeth and Thomas's characters. Their interactions were great. I felt their connection. It seemed genuine. And then you kind of see where Elizabeth's going mad. The phonograms give you an insight to Isaac, Prudence, Elizabeth, and Abraham before everything went crazy. And then, of course, at the very end, you find out that Elizabeth tried the counter song too early, and it backfired, making everybody go insane. So everybody going insane was kind of her fault. But at the same time, I think that kind of makes it my fault, because I didn't show up on time with my piece of the music. And apparently somebody else didn't either, because she said there was only 2 of them there. I can't remember if she said she had 3 of them, like she had the 3 music sheets, but only 2 of the composers had arrived, and we were the last one, and the last piece of music sheet, probably the most important one too, because it came from the locket. But, you know, I loved like the background lore with Elizabeth and her family and all of that, and how they're using the Sirens to get their wealth and keep their hotel running. And then you had like the underlying cult that her grandfather started that her dad really doesn't care about, or he portrays that he doesn't care about it, but he could. But, you know, he was more interested in the Siren than he ever was the cult, just in general. And then you had Prudence, who seemed to be like the morally gray, you know, she's just kind of there, like. And then, you know, Elizabeth kind of gets mad at her because she's like, you've been grooming me to take your spot as the priestess for a while now, and I never even realized it. Well, like I said, I've been rambling for too long, so I'm just going to hear. Suffice to say, I really enjoyed the game. I really loved it. If you like Outlast or, you know, Amnesia, then Maid of Sker is made for you. Like, this game is good at what it does. It is a good bite-sized horror game for itself. So that's great. That's awesome. So yeah, that is Maid of Sker. In my opinion, a really well done horror game. It's 2 years old now. It was on sale for $10. I don't think it is anymore. I think it's a little more expensive. It's probably like closer to $30 now that the sales ended. But yeah. And the next game, I will probably be playing Signalis, I think, is what I'm going to play next. So yeah, I hope you have a great day. Remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be. If you like the video, give it a like. Comment for it to be super special awesome. Subscribe if you already haven't. And ta-ta. For now.